Namaste, my sweet friends. How are you today? Thank you for joining me for another hour of special, very extra gentle yoga with Lisa SXM. You found me on Facebook. We had a time change in the States, but here in St. Martin the time didn't change. So I'm hoping everybody finds me today and we get to do our yoga together. But if not, you'll pick up the session from the Facebook page and perhaps do it when it's more convenient for you. So yes, in the States, I'm not sure about Europe, but they fall back last weekend. But here in St. Martin, we did not. So I don't know, how did that change everybody's time? You have to figure it out for yourself. I can't figure that out for you right now. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what we're going to do today. So I hope that you are feeling comfortable on your yoga mat enough to sit with the legs extended or the legs folded. So if not, you need to have perhaps something to support you, a small pillow to just give you a little bit of support behind the hip bones. And if you have a book or two that are about the same height and thickness, or maybe you have one big book that's this big, we're going to use that a little bit today. If you happen to have yoga blocks or two, which usually they come in pairs, keep those handy. And also, if you have a strap, a belt, a piece of fabric will also work, just a bandana or any kind of piece of fabric, so that you can do some maneuvers with a little bit of extension. So let's get those things handy and nearby, but we're going to just start with the legs extended out. Pulling the flesh away from your sitting bones allows you to connect your weight down to the earth through those points on your pelvis, and then once you feel that connection down, push it into the ground with intention and use that as the springboard to lift through the torso, the top of the head, everything reaching up, but not the shoulders. The shoulders can stay down, away from the ears, lengthening the neck, lift the top of the head up, and just let your arms rest on the side of your legs or on top of your legs. Sitting as tall as you possibly can, pushing the pelvis points down into the ground and lifting through the spine. Close the eyes and allow yourself to focus inward and just acknowledge where your breath is hitting you. Is it in your belly, diaphragm, chest, throat, or is it somewhere else where your breath is coming in and rising and sinking from that lowest point that is maybe your habit of how you breathe when you're not thinking about your breath that much. So just be aware of it for a moment, focus in on your breath, and set your intention for today's yoga practice. What has brought you to your yoga mat today, whatever it is, give gratitude for that good intention for your health, peace of mind, unity of body, mind, and spirit. With every inhalation, try to sit just a little taller through the spine, lifting the heart, lifting the top of the head, lifting the spine from tailbone to neck. With every exhalation, let your shoulders relax even more, and maybe just let your head roll around a little bit as you exhale. Inhale, stretch tall, lift up. Exhale, soften, and let your head just roll around at the top of your universal joint at the top of your spine. Beautiful, wonderful. Let's take those hands from the top of the thighs, reaching a little bit. Just slide your hands along the top of your legs towards your ankles or your toes, and bring the body down close to the legs as you reach forward. Exhale. Inhale, come back up to sit tall, let the elbows drift back. In, exhale, we drop forward, round the back, drop the head. Let's just allow ourselves to breathe with the movement. Listening to the body listening with love to any message the body has to give us, working with breath and movement. Close the eyes, focus inward. Nice. Let's bend the right leg and bring it up. Move it out to the side just a little bit. Bring your shoulder and elbow inside that leg. And then walk your hands down towards your straight leg. Reaching towards the toes, the ankles, or the heel, whatever works for you. And let your head be heavy around your back jaw, up and down. Slide the hands up and let's trade legs. Get the left leg now and move the foot out a little bit. Bring the arm in and slide the hands down towards the foot. Round your back, drop your head, and relax. Slide on up. And let's just discuss for a moment. As you know, many of these postures and movements that I might suggest may or may not ring true for you. You may feel balanced and relaxed and at equilibrium with the pose or the movement, or maybe not. I don't know your particular issues and your situation today, so please listen with love to your body and don't take my suggestions as you must do this. Just use it as a suggestion, and if it doesn't feel right to you, you're certainly welcome to minimize the movement or modify the pose, or just rest and wait until you can catch up with us again on something that suits you better. And you can always listen to yourself and do something that is quite different from what I'm doing. If it's talking to you and helping you connect with your true self, then it's valid, and we're going to be grateful for that impulse and honor it. Okay, so now my next suggestion is to stretch out your left leg and bring that right leg up and bring the foot on top of the thigh. You can have it close to the knee or close to the hip or anywhere in between. Try to turn the sole of the foot up to the ceiling, and maybe just rub your hand across the sole of your foot for a few moments. We're going to let this knee sink down. If that's not comfortable for you, put one of your books or your block or your pillow underneath your knee for support. And give your attention over to the sole of your foot from heel to toes. Let's use the thumbs of both hands to give yourself a nice massage right in the center of the foot, the soft area there, circling the thumbs around with a little pressure. Changing direction anytime. Squeeze and release is also a good massage technique. So circle your thumbs or squeeze and release. Or both. Alright, let's wake up those toes. See if you can grab them all in one hand and just bend them back and forth a few times. Breathing deep, allowing circulation to reach all the way to your toe tips. And now grab the big toe in your right hand and the index toe in your other hand and make a split between the toes, back and forth a few times. Slide gently back and forth. And here our intention is not to stress the bones and the ligaments, but to stretch the skin at the webbing between the toes. Back and forth a few more times. And then we'll work our way down through a series of toes towards the little toe. Back and forth, breathe a lot. All the way down to the baby toe. And then grab your big toe in your fingers and pull the leg forward. Let it pull your shoulder all through the arm, stretch the leg, and reach that heel way forward. And then bring the knee back, and the elbow, bring them back, push it forward, bring it back, push it forward. Breathe. 3 more times. Take your time. Beautiful. Bring that leg up and hold it in your arms like a baby. Maybe you can get the foot into the crook of the elbow and the knee into the other elbow, and hands just come to lay over each other in the middle of your shin. If you can't do that, you can just hold your hands on your feet underneath. Also works. Beautiful. Take that big toe in your fingers again. Stretch it forward and gently put it down. Beautiful. Let's bend the other leg up. Bring the foot to rest on top of the thigh, either from the knee to the hip or anywhere in between. If you need support for your knee, place a block or Coco pillow under your knee. And let's just give the sole of the foot a nice sweep from heel to toes. Connect the base of your support system, the base of your feet, to your intention and your awareness and your gratitude. These feet work hard for us. All right, we're going to grab the toe. Oh, first let's do the massage. Thumbs to the center of the foot, the soft tissue in the middle of the foot. Circles, squeeze and release. Go wherever your inner yoga teacher says needs attention. All right, now we grab the toes and bend back, bend forward, bend back, bend forward. Flexibility through the feet. Keep breathing big. All right, let's grab the big toe in one hand and the index toe in the other hand and split back and forth. Give a nice stretch to the webbing skin between the toes. Not too much stress on the skeleton or the ligaments and tendons, mostly just about stimulating the skin in between the toes. Keep breathing. And work your way down from the big toe towards the little toe. Each set of toes gets to go back and forth 3 times. Breathe. Big toe, stretch the leg out, forward and back, forward and back. Push the heel forward, push the knee and elbow back. Feel the shoulder stretch when the heel is forward, bring it back. 3 more times, breathe. Let's hold the leg in the arms like a baby. Drop the baby. And let's stretch that leg back out. Excuse me. Let's take those hands down towards the toes. And I'm going to suggest that you pull the back straight as possible. So sort of flare the hips out, reach the chest forward, keep the head up, shoulders back, and bring the body down close to the legs. When you're ready, walk your hands back up the legs. And we're going to open the legs just a little bit, not very much, maybe about 1.5 to 2 times as wide as your hips are. All right, walk your hands down in the middle, and we'll allow your knees to bend and your feet to flop outward. Walk your hands down the middle. Maybe you can bring your elbows down, turn your hands palm up, and drop your head. Stay in this position as you breathe lightly and allow your head to relax and be more heavy with every exhalation. Every time you breathe out, the head becomes heavier and the body bends down a little lower. You can walk your hands to a new position if you feel like that will help you. And then walk your hands back up, about halfway. Let's go both hands to the outside of one of your legs and bend the elbows, bring your nose close to the floor. Push up, breathe in, lower down, exhale. Push up, breathe in, and lower down, exhale. Push up, breathe in. Let's go back to the middle. Reach forward, round the back, drop the head, exhale. Release. When you're ready, push against the floor, walk about halfway up and then come over the other way. Both hands on the outside of the other leg. Bend the elbows, bring the face down, exhale. Push against the floor, bring your face up, breathe in, lower, and rise. Exhale, inhale, up and down. And then back to the middle. Walk your hands farther forward than you went before. Reach the head forward and down. Ready? Come on back up. We're going to try the boat pose now before we lay down. See if you can bring those knees up. Find a great position to balance on your hips. Bring the legs up. You can have your hands on your knees or behind your knees to start with, and make sure your shins are parallel to the floor if you can. Also make sure your shins are parallel to each other. So in other words, don't let your knees wing out like that, but keep your legs parallel. You can flex your ankles, toes point up, and once you feel balanced and strong, you can just relax. Your arms can come out to the side. Beautiful. Let's find alternate fingers to toes. Touch, 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 and touch. Let's go 10 more times. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4. Keep going, you can do it. And 3, and 2, and 1. Good job. Come back to boat pose. Hold your boat. If you need to hold your knees, that's okay. In fact, let's try to bring those knees close to the chest. Bring them up a little closer. Beautiful. Feet to the floor. And scoot your hips close to your heels. Reach your hands up and slowly lower yourself down on the yoga mat. One vertebrae at a time. Down we go. Once your head hits the ground, you can drop your arms to any place that feels comfortable. And walk your feet just a little bit wider. Let your knees lean against each other and relax the body 100%. When you're ready, bring your knees up and walk the heels back to be in alignment with your hips. Let's drop both knees to the left. And just ask your right hip to release. Ask both hips to release. Bring those knees up and all the way over to the other side. And again, ask both hips to release. If you're not comfortable here, find a way to modify it to make it feel good or feel helpful. Walking your feet a little, dragging your feet a little farther away from your hips might be helpful, or maybe you need a pillow under your knee. Try to relax the tailbone, lower back, and hips. Knees up, feet to the floor, really close to your hips here. Let's tilt the pelvis and push the lower back into the floor. Tilt and push down. Tilt and push down. Release. Down, up, arching the back up. Find the floor with the middle of the back, push it down, tilt the pelvis. And let's hold that tilt down this time. Keep that pelvis pushing the lower back down into the floor. Squeeze the belly in. Relax your arms and shoulders and chest. Keep the pressure pushing down in your lower back. Squeeze it down. Push it down. Push it into the floor. Keep breathing. Wonderful. All right, bring those knees to the chest. Bring the hands to the knees, squeeze it in, and release a few times. Let your knees go wide as you're comfortable with. Don't go farther than feels fine, feels all right. Open wide. Close the knees, reach the hands and legs up to the sky. Circle your ankles, circle your wrists. Change direction, circling whenever you feel like it. Flex and point, flex and point. Flex the ankles and the wrists, point the ankles and the wrists. Flex and point, flex and point. Breathe. All right, let's hold the flex. Bring the knees and elbows down. Push it up. Breathe. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold the legs and arms up. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Keep breathing. Scrunch the fingers and toes into little balls, like fists with your hands and fists with your feet. Inhale, big, and squeeze it in. Exhale, spread the fingers and toes wide, blow out. Squeeze in, breathe in. Expand, exhale. Squeeze in, breathe in. Let it go. And bring the legs down. Let's bring the hands to the knees. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Maybe crisscross the ankles here and wrap the arms around the knees where you grab your hands. And we'll just rock left and right. Keep rocking left and right. Notice the sensation, the heaviness of the body rolling across the upper back, mid back, lower back. And then hands behind the knees. And give yourself a nice kick. Come back up to seated just for a second. We're going to get those books or blocks or pillows will also work. And arrange them. I'm going to use my blocks, which may look a little bit tall on the screen. But for me, it's fine. If it looks like it's too much for you, then maybe your books are not as tall as like blocks, and you might find that books are better. So we're going to allow the body to be supported underneath the shoulder blades on the blocks or books or pillows. And you're going to hold your head up a little bit and pick the hips up. So we're basically just pulling the hips up and pulling them down. Bringing them up, bringing them down. Bringing them up, bringing them down. Breathing in and out. Two more. All right, let's see if we can put one knee on an ankle and do the same thing. Bring it up, down. If you don't like that, maybe bring the leg up into the air. And let's switch legs. Up and down. Breathing in and out. All right, come back up to seated. And move your books and blocks away. Or down. Sitting tall with your legs in any position that's comfortable for you, as long as your back is straight, is perfectly fine. We're just going to bring the fingertips to the shoulders and bring the elbows together in front. Elbows up towards the ceiling. Elbows as far back as you can, and then down. When you bring your elbows down, really feel that you're lengthening through the shoulders and neck, bringing the shoulders down and your neck reaches up. So up, up, back, down. Up, forward, back, down. Forward, up, back, and down. And around, keep breathing. Let's bring the elbows up to shoulder level, fingers still resting on the shoulders, and we're going to look left and right, breathing in and out. This is from Kundalini Yoga, breathing in and out. They'll do this for about 30 or 40 minutes. Back to the center, push the hands forward, reach the fingers up, break the hands, like spread the fingers wide, drop them down, lift it up, drop them down, lift them up, drop them down, lift them up, and then just wiggle, 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 like you're playing the piano with really straight fingers and thumbs. Keep wiggling the fingers like that, turn the palms up. Palms down, palms up, palms down, palms up, and rest your hands on your legs. Just close the eyes and take a minute to check in with yourself here at the halfway mark of our hour. Do our plank challenge. We've been doing this plank challenge for a while, maybe 4 or 5 months now. And so if you haven't been with us all along, this may be a little bit much for you, or it may be very easy for you. A lot of people do planks without it being a big deal. When I first started doing planks, I couldn't do it in 15 seconds, and I was like, so I feel like I've come a long way, and hopefully all of us feel proud of our ability to overcome something that is a little bit of a challenge. Anyway, we're getting ready to do that. We're going to do our upward dog, plank, downward dog, plank, upward dog, plank, downward dog, plank. And we'll also put in some special moves like Spider-Man, or touch the shoulder, touch the knee, touch the hip, or lift the leg. So as we get ready to do that, let's just sit for a moment and prep, comfortably relaxed, focusing our breath. And let's come over to table as we transition to our plank challenge. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists. Fingers are spread wide and strong on the floor. We're going to turn the toes under and come up into our plank, or it's like a push-up position. I hope I'm on the screen enough for you to see me. All right, so here we go, plank, plank, plank. While you're in plank, push your heels back and stretch your Achilles tendon and calf muscles. And then lift the hips up, drop the head, find a new position for your feet perhaps, and downward dog, lift the hips up. Back to plank. Push the heels back. Upward dog, lift the face. Back to plank. Let's lift the left leg. Bring it down. Lift the right leg. Bring it down. Back to plank. Let's touch the shoulder. Other hand. Touch the other shoulder. Let's touch the hip. Other hand. Touch the hip. Back to plank. Upward dog. Sorry, downward dog. Bring the hips up. Head down. And back to plank. Spider-Man, the knees to the elbows, one leg at a time, knee to elbow. Probably isn't going to actually touch the elbow. Let's come in close. One more time. Let's do our upward dog. Lift the face, drop the hips, and back to plank. Lift the hips, drop the head, downward dog. We'll stay in downward dog. Walk the hands a little closer to the feet. Bring the knees, walk the hands a little closer to the feet, and allow yourself to stand on your feet and let your hands just hang. Hands to the floor right in front of your feet. Circle or move your hips in a figure 8. Change direction, go the other way around your figure 8. Bend those knees, hands to the knees, push against the knees, bring the body up. And let's come stand together in mountain pose. Are you with me? How's everybody doing? Awesome. Let's take a moment to make sure the feet are organized correctly for mountain pose. We want the heels under the hips and the toes pointing forward. And then just rock a little bit between heels and the balls of your feet, finding your center, pressing the heels and balls of the feet down. Lift the arch, lift the knees, lift the thighs, lift the chest, bring the belly in, tuck the tailbone under, lift your heart, shoulders squeeze back, arms hang, top of the head reaching up. That's mountain. If you want, you can bring your hands to face forward, palm of the hands radiating energy forward. It's a beautiful way to get ready for sunrise on the mountain. Bring the arms out and up as you breathe in. Stretch as tall as you can, reach high, solid on your feet, all the way up to your fingertips. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, bring it back down. And let's try it again. Breathe in. Stretch tall, reach out, feel the connection between your feet on the floor, solid and strong, and your fingertips reaching for the clouds, ethereal, wispy, light. And bring it on down. Beautiful. Let's widen our stance and turn both feet pointing to the left. Hips and arm feet both pointing to the left. Hands come to the hips or waist. Now we're going to hinge with a flat back, bending forward. And come back up. Hinge forward. Come back up. This time we'll stay down and bring the hands to the floor on either side of that front foot. Bring your nose close to your knee. And then walk your hands in front and pivot your feet back around all the way to the other leg. Pivot around on your heels, nose close to your knee. And then come up. That may have been a little bit difficult to rise up from that position. I apologize if that was difficult. If you needed to bend your knees or put your hand on a nearby piece of furniture, I certainly understand. That was maybe a little too much. So let's put our hands on our hips and do our forward bend, facing the other way. The back is straight. We're hinging at the hips. And come up. Go down. Come up. Drop down. And up. Coming forward here, our hands drop. Walk your hands in front again, pivot the feet around. And bring your hands strong on the floor. Widen the feet, go heel and toe. Widen the feet out a little bit wider. Let's bend the left knee, push it back. Bend the right knee, push it back. And just feel yourself shift back and forth, bending one knee at a time. All right, let's stay on the left side. Bring your left hand close to that left foot and then sweep your right hand up. The knee is still bent here. Reach it up. And down. Back and forth a few more times. And then over to the right side. Right hand by the right foot. Left hand sweeps up to the sky. And bring it down. Bring your hands in front again, and let's make another figure 8 with the hips. Both legs are more or less straight here. Feel free to reverse your figure 8 and go through the whole movement in a reverse direction. Walk your feet a little closer together. Bend your knees, hands to your knees. Push yourself up. Standing back in your mountain pose. Beautiful. Let's take the right hand, sweep it up, look up at the fingertips, reach up like you're trying to catch a balloon that just escaped your fingers, and you reach up and try and get it. If you want, you can rise up on your toes a little bit, rise up and reach up and rise up, push up, breathe in. And now just stay strong on your feet. Reach your hand up. Look up. Stabilize the body. And if you're comfortable with it, cast your gaze down to your lower hand. Look down, but reach up. Look up again. Breathe in. And let the hand come down all the way to the side body. Left hand now rises up. Reach higher than you ever thought you could. Reach up, find your toes. Press up, push up, reach up. Breathe in and reach, lift. Beautiful. Let's stabilize. Come down on your feet, strong on your feet. Reach the hand up. If you're comfortable with your neck, you can look down at your lower hand. Reach up, but look down. And then look back up again. Breathe in. And lower that hand down. Beautiful. Let's take the right fingertips on the right side of the thigh. Walk your fingers down towards your knee. Drop your head sideways. Reach the other hand up and over. While you're in this side stretching position, notice your feet. Try to keep your weight equal on both feet. Walk your fingers up your leg and bring the hand down. Let's try the other side. Walk your fingers down towards your knee. Swing your other hand up and over. Keep your weight even on both feet. Stretch the side body. Breathe deep. And then rise the fingers back up the leg and bring the arm down. Beautiful. Let's try a bit of a warrior sequence. So we're going to start with the left foot forward and bend that left front leg. The back foot goes across your yoga mat, but your front foot is along your yoga mat. The front leg is bent, the back leg is straight. I want your hips to sink down, your pelvis to sink down. At the same time, your chest and your head are reaching up. So we're really elongating through the body. We're going to bring both hands up into the first warrior pose. If you can, sink down just a little bit lower, or reach your fingers up a little bit higher. And then let's go to warrior two, bringing the hands parallel to the floor, looking over our front fingers, but the chest turns sideways. And drop your back hand to your leg, lift your front hand, arch the back just a little bit. Graceful warrior. And back to level. Bring your hands together. Bring your prayer hands to your forehead. Watch your balance, bend down over your front leg, prayerful warrior. Tai Chi the arms through a spiral back to warrior two. And let's switch sides. How we doing? Switching sides now. The right knee is in front and the right knee is bent. The foot is parallel to the yoga mat. The back leg is the left leg. Now it's straight and the foot goes across. We're going to start in warrior two. Warrior one. Bend the knees, sink the hips down, lift the fingers up. And then turn and sink down into warrior two with the arms parallel to the floor. Drop the back hands, lift the front hand, arch back, graceful warrior. And back to warrior two. Bring the back hand to meet the front hand. Make a prayer with your hands. And bring the prayer to your forehead. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight. We're going to carefully bend without losing our balance. Prayerful warrior. And from here, the arms spiral around back to Tai Chi. Back to warrior two. Turn the feet. Face forward in a straddle stand. And let's bring the hands to the floor in front. Back to circle the hips. Figure eight the hips. Change direction, go the other way. And then walk your feet just a little closer in and come on down into a yoga squat. Knees against elbows, hands in prayer pose right at your heart. If you manage to get into the yoga squat, well done. Some people will put books or blocks underneath their pelvis for a little support in the yoga squat. If you need to readjust the location of your feet a little bit, do so. Elbows press against knees and knees press against elbows. Lift the chest, lift the top of the head. Beautiful. Bring your hands behind you on the floor and sink back onto your hips. Let's stretch those legs out. Give them a jiggle. We've got about 45 minutes done here, 15 minutes left to go. Annie says she forgot the time difference. I've been getting a lot of wonderful messages from some of you, and I just want you to know that you touch my heart, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, and for our group that meets regularly to keep each other doing the best we can under the circumstances. So I just wanted to let you know that I do read your notes, and I'm so grateful that you're getting a benefit from this time together. I know I definitely am. Okay, so we are going to do a reverse table and a forward fold. So first we'll start with the reverse table, hands behind the hips, knees bent, feet strong on the floor, and pick the hips up. Hold your table. Try to bring that tummy a little higher. Now what to do with your head, you can either look at your knees, or you can look at the ceiling, or you can move back and forth between looking at the ceiling and looking at the knees. I really wouldn't drop your head back any farther than looking vertical. So don't necessarily drop your head all the way back. To come out of this, I'd like to suggest that your hips don't touch the ground until they're between your hands. And then stretch out those legs and reach forward. Hands to the floor by your hips and come back up to reverse table. Lift the belly a little higher. And now we come back towards forward fold. Beautiful. When you're ready, come on up. And let's find ourselves in a straddle. Now this is a straddle stretch that may be a little wider than some of you would like. So don't do an extreme straddle if it's not beneficial to you. Your hips will tell you what you can do. Just listen to them. They'll tell you. All right, so find your straddle that suits you and sit tall. Lift the heart, lift the sternum. Squeeze the shoulder blades back just a little bit. Awesome. We're going to bring the arms up parallel to the legs and reach beyond the toes on one side, reach beyond the toes on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come to the center, lift the arms up, breathe in. Find your prayer, pull it to your heart. Bring your hands to the floor. Bend the elbows, push back. Slow it down, exhale. Inhale. One more time, that's all. Beautiful. Bring those legs in. And you can, if you want, sit on your heels for the hero pose And grab your belt or piece of fabric that is handy. Some of you may not need it, but if you do, it's nice to have it. Reach your hands behind and interlock your fingers and stretch your arms straight. Now, if you can't get your arms straight back there, that's when you need the belt or fabric, so that your arms can get straight without your hands having to be clasped. Once you've got your position set, lift your face, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades for all they're worth, right at the top of the shoulder blades, at the base of the neck, and lift your face just a little bit. Bring that chin up like you got a point of view that you're better than everybody else. Lift your nose up, lift your chin up, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Bring your squeezing energy to the middle of your shoulder blades and level your face out so your forehead points forward. Squeeze in the middle of your shoulder blades for all your work. Squeeze like crazy. And then slide the squeeze down towards the base of your shoulder blades and bow your head. Chin towards your chest. Squeeze at the base of your shoulder blades. Keep breathing. Let's slide the squeeze up and lift the face, breathe in. Slide the squeeze down, look, bow the head, exhale. Squeeze it up and down. Squeeze it up and down. Squeeze up and down. Release your arms. Bring your arms in front. Come off your heels. Let's bring the hands into a crisscross in front. We're going to try and get the elbows to crisscross as much as they can. And then wrap your forearms and bring your fingertips into your palm of your hand. Lift so the elbows are in front of your eyes. Inhale. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Notice which elbow is on top. And let's try and open, put the other elbow on top this time. Wrap the fingers, wrap the forearms, fingertips reach on the band. Lift and sink. This time let's arch the back and look up at the ceiling, bring the elbows pointing up. And then elbows to the belly button, round your back, drop your head, exhale. Inhale, arch, elbows up towards the ceiling, breathe in. Elbows towards your belly button, exhale, around your back. When you're ready, unravel those arms and just allow them to rest on your knees, palm up, fingers naturally curled, and sitting with the eyes closed and the body in balance. Wonderful, namaste, that's great. All right, right hand to left knee, left hand to the ground behind your left hip. And as you sit tall, 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 looking over the back shoulder, stay here and breathe. Unwind, face forward, hands to both knees, and round your back. Drop your head. Beautiful, wonderful. Let's do a twist the other direction. Bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip on the ground. Sitting very, very tall. Look over your right shoulder, your back shoulder. Stay here and breathe. face forward, hands to each knee, round your back, drop your head, arch your back, lift your face. Camel ride, exhale, inhale. All right, let's twist around again. Simple twist, face forward, twist the other way, face forward. If this does not suit you, you can slow it down or stop, stay, or stop and stay here. All right, face forward, bring the hands to the floor in front of your folded legs and walk them forward. Go as far as you're comfortable with. Bring the face down. From this forward folded position, we are going to circle the globe. We're going to go around the whole body, and it's going to take 1 full minute or a little bit more. Be completely collapsed and balanced and relaxed in each point of the compass all the way around. So if you're confused, it looks something like this. But it takes a minute. So you're really in the forward fold, the side fold, and every point of the compass all the way around, if you'll indulge my geology tendencies. So take a moment and your forward fold, and then start to pivot around. After that, you'll stay forward fold for about 10 seconds, and then come back around the other way. So go ahead, take your time. This will be quiet from my end. our last moment together, we just again say how much I appreciate each of you, Annie and Kathy and Ellis, and I hear that maybe Karen is coming back to St. Martin. So although we are getting a lot out of our live sessions on Facebook, if you are on island and you want to come down to Joga and do a live yoga session with me or with one of the other teachers at Joga, they have a lot of stuff going on there, from salsa dancing to cacao ceremonies to belly dancing classes, full moon ceremonies, all kinds of stuff are happening down there. My classes, me personally, I teach a very gentle yoga like you used to on 7:30 on Saturday morning and at 12 noon on Mondays. Joga is located on Simpson Bay Road, across from the movies, on the lagoon, with a beautiful porch that overlooks the beautiful Simpson Bay Lagoon and the sailboats that are all anchored there. It's very, very picturesque. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being with me once again. Have a great week. Have a great St. Martin Day. I'll still be here for St. Martin Day if you guys want to join me. So November 11th, we're still on for yoga. And have a lovely, blessed, and peaceful day. Namaste.